name is Hido, and welcome to the Pantheon, where it's mono white night, or it's at least a night that's mono white. It's Adeline, Resplendent, Cathar. 3 mana for a star 4. Vigilance, and its power is equal to the number of creatures you control. So, you know, plays into a nice sort of token theme maybe. And whenever you attack, not just for this, but any creature, for each opponent creates a 1/1 white human creature token that's tapped and attacking that player or a planeswalker they control. So we're just generating a massive army over and over again. This is a really, really awesome card. You know, it's a big threat by itself, having massive power, and it creates its own army of tokens that, you know, you can get in with. But creating an army over and over again is great. And the fact that you can attack with just anything, it doesn't have to be our commander, is just incredible. And we're going to try and take advantage of that. But first, please subscribe to my channel. I'm going to make a video like this for every single Midnight Hunt card. Yes, card. We're playing a card game here. And, you know, we're going forward, going to make one for everything else. So come and join me on the journey. Without further ado, Bombay Aloo. Let's have a look at my top 5. And at number 5, we've got Coat of Arms and all sort of like tribal enablers. 5 mana for an artifact. Each creature gets +1/+1 for each other creature on the battlefield that shares at least one creature type with it. For example, 2 Goblin Warriors get +2/+2. Really, really awesome. So when our commander attacks or something else attacks, we get 3 humans. So that's give all of our humans +3/+3 just from us attacking, which will make, you know, our 1/1s into 4/4s absolutely phenomenal and massive. And, you know, this is sort of a deck I go really wide on, sort of, you know, tokens, generators, like things like that. And then just small creatures because we want to be attacking early, getting in, chipping in with the aggro. But our commander could be a big finisher in and of itself. To go along with this, Thalia's Lieutenant is a great human enabler. 2 mana for a 1/1, enter the battlefield, put a 1/1 counter on each other human you control. So maybe if you could flash this in, or, you know, something like that, you can do it mid-combat when we've got the 1/1s. Because the 1/1s are very likely to die, sadly, but buffing them up is really good. And whenever another human enters the battlefield under your control, put a 1/1 counter on Thalia's Lieutenant. So this is going to become massive every single combat step because we're going to get 3 humans, 3 1/1 counters straight onto the Lieutenant. Then Vanquisher's Banner is a 5 mana artifact. Enters the battlefield, choose a creature type. Creatures of the chosen type get +1/+1 that you control. And whenever you cast a creature spell of the chosen type, draw a card. So because we're making humans, you know, the human sort of payoffs, we want to be playing humans. We're going to name humans. Our 1/1 tokens are going to be humans, I hope. And then we're going to be blasting in with 2/2s. Ooh, incredible. Then, similarly, we've got Door of Destinies, 4 mana for an artifact. Enter battlefield, choose a creature type, human, I believe. And whenever you cast a spell of chosen type, put a charge counter on it. It's creatures you control of chosen type get +1/+1 for each charge counter on Door of Destinies. So very similar to, you know, the card that headlined all this, but you have to be casting the creature cards. But that could potentially get those creatures to be bigger than we could just have as a baseline just by having a few of them around. So this card works fantastically in conjunction with the others. Here are a couple of good humans that you could put in the deck. Riders of Gavany is a 4 mana 3/3 with Vigilance. When it's the battlefield, choose a creature type. Human creatures you control have protection from the creatures of the chosen type. So not only, you know, if our opponents are playing like a werewolf tribal deck, or, you know, merfolk if they're sadistic, this could be a great card because it comes in, name them, and then we just attack with everything into them. Our commander just slips through, deals 12 damage to them. Amazing card. And if we've got some flicker shenanigans, we can flicker it, rename something else to get in there. Then there's Courageous Outrider, 4 mana 3/4 human scout. Enter the battlefield, look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal a human card from among them, put it into your hand, put the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. You've got to go deep for white card draw, so if we're digging for humans, it's like drawing a card, isn't it? So, you know, it's expensive at 4 mana, but you just got to do it sometimes. You've got to pay that mana to draw some cards, especially in mono white. Then, sadly, you know, it's a Walking Dead card, but it is fantastic with this deck. 4 mana, Human Soldier. Brick enters the battlefield. Choose 2 abilities from among First Strike, Vigilance, and Lifelink. Humans you control have each of the chosen abilities. So that's really good. First Strike with our commander is massive. Lifelink, get a bunch of life back if we're on the edge. And if you control 4 or more humans, humans you control get +2/+2. So with our commander attacking, she's going to generate 3 humans. So if our commander is the only human, instantly that's going to turn on Rick. Oh God. Which brings me on to my number 4 pick. And at number 4, we've got Mace of the Valiant. So our commander, yes, we're talking about tokens, you know, that sort of strategy. But our commander can be a one-shot kill, and this is a great card for it. 3 mana for an equipment. Quick creature gets +1/+1 for each charge counter on Mace of the Valiant and has Vigilance. Double Vigilance. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, put a charge counter on Mace of the Valiant. So every time our commander attacks or something else attacks, this is going to get 3 charge counters. That's +3/+3 every single time. And then, you know, spoilers, we might have some token doublers or, you know, other ways to generate tokens or just any creatures. And this could become absolutely massive, can turn anything into a colossal threat. And it's great on our commander because our commander is going to have very high power. Then, similarly, a couple of equipments and ways to get through with our commander, because it's all well and good having a massive commander, but it's just going to get chump blocked by a 1/1, isn't it? But Prowler's Helm is a 2 mana equipment. Quick creature can't be blocked except by walls. If your opponents are playing walls, they've already lost. You've won the game. Doesn't really matter. So, getting through this just is unblockable by absolutely everything. Similarly, we've got Whisper Silk Cloak, 3 mana for an equipment. Quick creature can't be blocked and has Shroud. So the Shroud is fantastic because it can't be removed by anything. Yes, we can't use our own things on it. You know, you can't put other equipment onto it. So you've got to order things correctly so that you don't give your commander Shroud and try to equip something else. You're just like, Jesus Christ, I can't put it on it. What a disaster. But this card, just swing in, absolute massive damage. Then there's Rogue's Passage. I love an effect on a land. It's a land that taps for a colours, pay 4, tap, target creature can't be blocked this turn. So allows us to get in with our commander or any other potentially like interesting card that we want to deal combat damage with. Excellent card for the deck. Which brings me on to number 4. No, it doesn't. It's number 3. I can't read. Signal Pest. This is a really cool one. 1 mana for a pest. Ugh, disgusting. It's got Battlecry, so whenever this attacks, each other attacking creature gets +1/+0 until end of turn. And it can't be blocked except by creatures with flying or reach. So, more than likely, this is going to be unblockable. You know, at least one of our opponents won't have one of them. You're going to swing in there. So, the turn that you play your commander, you can swing in with this. We get 3 1/1s, but we've got 2 triggers, haven't we? There's the trigger on our commander that says, you know, whenever we attack, put 3 1/1s on. And Signal Pest, Battle Cry, whenever this creature attacks. Each other attacking creature gets +1/+0. So we can stack it so we get the 1/1s, and then all those 1/1s get +2/+1. Well, +1/+0 though, so there'll be 2 1s. Ooh. So Battlecry is fantastic in this, and just having an evasive threat that you can swing in, start generating a ton of tokens is fantastic. Similarly, we've got Ginger Brute. 1 mana for a 1/1 with haste. Pay 1, can't be blocked this turn except by creatures with haste. Creatures with haste, not that many of them. Then pay 2, tap, sacrifice it, gain 3 life. Potentially, that could actually be pretty useful. And look at him, lovely little bit of art. So you can play this on turn 1 or 2, keep swinging in. When our commander comes down, swing in, get the tokens straight away. We've advanced our board state. Then a couple of cool Battlecry cards here. Hero Bladehold. 4 mana for a 3/4 with Battlecry. So when it attacks, each other attacking creature gets +1/+0. And whenever it attacks, put 2 1/1 white soldier creature tokens onto the battlefield, tapped and attacking. So you can do a similar thing that I was just talking about, where you generate the tokens first and then they get the buff. So this can be swinging in for 7 damage, and it's amazing. So it works exactly how we want it to do. We're getting tons of little tokens. Oh, great. The only downside is they're not humans. You know, this human might, but it makes soldier tokens. Did they lose their humanity? What's happened? By God, I don't understand. Then, speaking of cards that we could be swinging in early with, Accordat Paladin is a 2 mana 3/1. Classic in limited. But then it's got Battlecry, so whenever this attacks, each other attacking creature gets +1/+0. So we can play this turn 2, turn 3, play our commander, swing in 6 damage from our tokens, then 3 from this. That's 9 damage spread about. Really, really nice. Turns on your Bloodlust cards in Hearthstone. But Reconnaissance is a great way of making sure our tokens and our other creatures don't die. Because the problem with tokens, things like that, is, you know, they're tiny. And that 3/1, it's going to get chump blocked by a Solemn or a Scura Tribe Elder and then sacked. But we can negate this with reconnaissance. And there's a lot of cool things about this card. So it's a single white for an enchantment, pay 0, remove target attacking creature you control from combat, then untap it. So the first thing that we can do with this, we've attacked in, we got all our tokens, we can prevent them from dying, if they've been blocked. Okay, fair enough. But another thing that you can do with this is after we've swung in, our commander, deals combat damage. It's got vigilance. So one of our other creatures swings in, it's tapped, deals the combat damage. Then there's an extra little bit of the phase at the end, the end of combat step, I think it is. But we can pay the 0 to remove it from combat and untap it. So we essentially have vigilance on every single one of our creatures. This card is amazing. I love it. Then we've got Basri Cat. 3 mana for a 3 Lords of Planeswalker, +1. Put a 1/1 counter onto one target creature. It gains indestructible until end of turn. So potentially if we want to be swinging in with our commander just to make some tokens, get a couple of triggers, we can ensure that our commander won't die. Then -2, whenever one or more non-token creatures attack this turn, create that many 1/1 white soldier creature tokens that are tapped and attacking. So it does what our commander does, except they're not humans. Boo, Basri, boo. But amazing, tons and tons of value. Then -6, you get an emblem with at the beginning of combat on your turn. Create a 1/1 soldier creature token. Then put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control. It's pretty naff, but it works pretty well with all the token generators that we've been talking about. Then speaking of cards that are just good and we want to attack with, but might want to keep alive, Custodian Soulcaller is a 3 mana 1/2 with melee. So whenever it attacks, it gets response until end of turn for each opponent you attacked with a creature this combat. So with our commander, we're automatically going to be attacking all of our opponents. And whenever it attacked, return target creature card with a converting mana cost X or less from your graveyard to the battlefield, where X is the number of players you attacked with a creature this turn. So for all our cheap, 3-cost cards, our commander, any sort of ramp, this could be a great card for reusing it over and over again. It's like a mini Sun Titan, and the foil is lovely, by the way. Look at all that white sort of shimmeriness. Wonderful. Which brings me on to my number 2. And at number 2, well, we're making a bunch of tokens. Let's make them massive. We've got Divine Visitation. This does mess with all our sort of human tribal synergies, but it's too good to turn down. 5 mana for an enchantment. If one or more creature tokens will be created under your control, that many 4/4 white angel creature tokens with flying and vigilance are created instead. So if we have our commander on the field and we just attack with, Pestamite. Is it called Pestamite? I can't remember what it was. But it attacks... No, not Pestamite. God, what's it called? Signal Pest. That's the one. So we attack with Signal Pest with our commander on the field. We get 3 5/4 vigilance flyers attacking in. Amazing. Amazing. So much value and just incredibly powerful. Then, well, why don't we double that amount with Anointed Procession? 4 mana for an enchantment. If effect would create 1 or more tokens under your control, it creates twice that many tokens instead. Ooh. So we're going to be getting tons and tons of little tokens. It's just great. It works so well with all the mechanics of the deck. Then, Inspiring Commander. This is, I believe, an arena-only card, but just put it in your deck. I don't know why they've not printed it in paper, because this is very doable. 6 mana for a 1/4. Whenever another creature with power 2 or less enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 1 life and draw a card. So all of our 1/1s, they're going to be entering as 1/1s unless we're making them into angels, in which this card's garbage then. But this is phenomenal because each time we attack with our commander or something else with our commander on the field, we're going to be drawing 3 cards. Ooh, that is ridiculous. Similarly, we've got Mentor of the Meek. 3 mana 2/2, human soldier. Whenever another creature with power 2 or less enters the battlefield under your control, you may pay 1. If you do, draw a card. So each turn you attack, you can pay 3 to draw 3 cards. Amazing in mono white, exactly what you want to be doing. Then here's another sort of token maker. It's Hanaway Militia Captain. 2 mana 2/2. But during your upkeep, if you can draw 4 or more creatures, transform it. So if we keep the tokens around, we're going to. Westvale Cult Leader is on the other side. It's a human cleric. Its power and toughness each equal to the number of creatures you control. So it should be pretty beefy and buff. And at the beginning of your end step, put a 1/1 white and black human cleric creature token onto the battlefield. So it just keeps generating that value. And then you attack and kill everyone. So Mere Battlesphere is a 7-mana 4/7, and this just goes well in any sort of token strategy. Enter battlefield, create 4 1/1 colorless Mere artifact creature tokens. Damn! And whenever it attacks, you may tap X untapped Meres you control. If you do, it gets +X/0 until end of turn and deals X damage to target player or planeswalker it's attacking. Actually, I don't think that targets at all. I've lied to you. But this is just great. The small tokens, and if you've got, the angel making thing on the field, you just paid 7 mana for 20 power. Absolutely amazing. Then that brings me on to my number 1 pick. And at number 1, we've got Cathar's Crusade. The white crater hoof. It's just so good, but it's incredible in this deck. 5 mana for an enchantment. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control. So each turn we're going to be getting 3 1/1s entering the field, which will put 3 1/1 counters on everything, not just themselves. 4/4s swinging in. We had to use a whole other card to make them into angels, but this works. It stacks with the angels, and it just is so phenomenal and will win you so many games. Just amazing card. Then the budget option is Gold Knight Commander. 4 mana for a 2/2. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, creature you control get +1/+1 until end of turn. It doesn't get the counters permanently, but this card is just as good as a human, so you can hit it, get it off your human sort of synergy cards. Amazing. This will also win you games, just maybe not as many because it's a 2/2 that can get bolted or something like that. But then they've got Strionic Resonator. 2 mana for an artifact, double something here. Pay 2, tap, copy target, triggered ability you control. You may choose new targets for the copy. A triggered ability uses the word when, whenever, and at. So whenever we attack with a creature, our commander puts 3 1/1s into play. So this will make 6 1/1s for just 2 mana. Fantastic. Yes, we have to keep those 1/1s alive somehow, but if we've got Gold Knight Commander, they're going to be +6/+6 across the board. Insane play. Then the Stoneforge Masterwork. 1 mana for an equipment. Quick creature gets +1/+1 for each other creature you control that shares a creature type with it. 2 to equip. So we can slide this onto our commander. Our commander attacks. Instant massive buff to our commander. Just hit someone to death with your commander. Just swing in, slice their face off. And those are my top 5 picks for this commander. Sort of a cool take on mono white. The generating of tokens. Yeah, I can get behind that. And there's a couple of cool ways to draw cards. I hope you've enjoyed what I've said. And maybe what I look like as well. Maybe. So, thank you very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you soon. Bye.